I was sitting here when Oprah came in. New Orleans, America, the Greyhound bus station, about 4 p.m. To her left strode Forrest Whitaker. They stopped and took in the scene. The station was between afternoon and evening runs of buses, empty except for me and a yawning security guard in front of the Subway sandwiches. Oprah, about 10 feet away, looked at me. We made eye contact. I thought, that's Oprah Winfrey. Then, too cool for this, I shrugged and looked back down into the book I was reading. Remembrance of Things Past by Marcel Proust. A 3-million-word meditation on illusions. But then it hit me. Oprah Winfrey, one of the most powerful women in America, worth $2.8 billion, a veritable goddess in the pantheon of American celebrities. She has her own TV network, magazine, Chicago skyscraper, dog park. I looked up. Still she stood there. I fumbled for my cell phone. Text Sheila, I thought. No, put your phone away, you ass. You will miss something. And here is the point of this video. I saw 2 other people do the same thing that afternoon. This is fame. It is seeing a famous person, shrugging because you know they aren't any different from you, and then, 90 seconds later, fumbling around with your phone, or tripping over the curb, or snapping some shaky photograph. Celebrities must witness this all the time. I bet Oprah could predict my every move in those few minutes. I mean, I saw her well enough to know she felt self-conscious for some reason. Like she didn't belong, like she was intruding on my space maybe. So she saw me see her, then she saw me look down like, whatever, and then she knew, because she's seen this 10,000 times I bet, she knew that suddenly I would start fumbling with my phone, or my eyes would bug out, or my body language would tense up, or I would approach her quickly for an autograph, or try to French kiss her, or something. It's not just me. Hours later, as they began to rehearse for the scene they were filming that night, a woman stood behind me. I said to her, "See that shit over there? That's Oprah Winfrey." Same thing. So what? The woman shrugged. But 90 seconds later she started pacing back and forth, peering toward the cameras. Later I was boarding my own bus. 2 young women talked behind me, one seeing off the other. "You see that over there?" I said. "Oprah Winfrey's over there." Both of them shrugged. No big deal. But 90 seconds later the second girl, who was seeing off the first, started to fidget. Then she split in a huff toward the action. What is fame? Fame is nothing. It starts as a collective appreciation for some deed or talent in a specific person. That deed or talent is real, I think, but the impression that it makes that person somehow different from the rest of us is not. The superhuman quality we give fame is an illusion. That's why we shrug it off at first, I think. But then look, there it is in front of me, and even though fame doesn't truly exist, according to my philosophy, even though it is not concrete, it affects how I behave. So fame is real, isn't it? It is concrete, identifiable, objective. It affects you. A couple hours later, Oprah came back with the director for a rehearsal. The movie is The Butler, and in this scene they are rushing onto a bus for some reason. Here the director, Lee Daniels, is telling Oprah and Forrest to walk this way and go through this door. I heard him say something like, no, faster, with more energy, and then they did it a second time. That's what's on the camera there. This kid here was wearing a ball cap sideways at first. Daniels removed it impatiently. And that's the scene I saw them rehearse. I didn't see them film it because my bus left. But this is the lead camera guy who shot the scene, and it was all filmed in the New Orleans bus terminal instead of in Nashville like the movie pretends. After watching that rehearsal, I sat on the floor nearby, propped my book up on my knees, and waited for Oprah to approach. I thought she might come over, and thank me for not telling everyone in the bus station she was there. And I thought it would be cool to get her autograph on the title page of Proust's massive volume on illusion. Remembrance of things past is the longest piece of continuous prose in the canon of Western literature. Proust spends 5,000 pages showing how people spend their whole lives reacting primarily to their illusions. How almost everything they think is dictated by their illusions. How their illusions control them. To have Oprah's autograph on that title page would be so fitting, I thought. Alas, my chance had passed. I should have asked earlier when it was just me and her alone and there weren't these guys there telling me I can't even take her picture. I felt a little ashamed after all this. I like to think of myself as detached from such worldly things, and I truly believe no one is better than anyone else, that we are all equal. But there I was, sucked into this weird religion of the modern world, into the presence of this American demigoddess. I was affected. Later I mouthed off to the security guard when he told me I had to move again, to move even farther away from the filming area. I felt ashamed for that too, because later I realized I backtalked the guy just to prove he couldn't push me around, to prove that he wasn't any better than me, to prove that fame didn't really exist.